Hello, everyone. Welcome to The Main Entree, a podcast brought to you by Disney Magazine. I'm your host, your editor-in-chief, your photographer, DeAndre, and today I have my new best friend, Louis, here with me.
Hi.
He seems to be shy. I don't know why. Because off camera, he be cutting up. Isn't that right?
Yeah, it's just the spotlight, I guess.
You think it is?
Yeah.
You know what's funny? You were fine during the K-pop reactions we did the other day. Is there a difference between that and...
Yeah, there is a difference. You aren't asking me any questions.
Oh. Well, there's no pressure.
We're just watching K-pop. That's it.
There's no pressure. Actually, I felt pressure, though. The other day, Louis' mom came over. It was my first time meeting her, and I, for some reason, was terrified.
Yeah, for no reason.
It's just meeting someone's parents, and, like, you're not sure if you can act a fool in front of them, or you should, act polite or act like a certain way because you never know.
I mean, I get that, yeah.
And I didn't want her to come over here and be like, wow, your friend is so whack, or like...
So messy.
Excuse me? you trying to say something? No. Not messy. But, she was cool and awesome. She brought us food. The lasagna was hitting. It put me to sleep.
Yeah.
I knocked out.
That was like before or after 90 Days Fiancé?
It was after.
After.
So Louis, for this season, I have this section where we answer, both of us, some kind of get to know you questions. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, please answer along with us. The first question is, what would you sing at karaoke night?
That's a good question. I would say Rumors by Lizzie Lohan.
Excuse me?
Yeah. I think that's a pretty cool group sing along type karaoke song. So I think
I was not expecting that at all.
No?
I was expecting like a freestyle song because the song I will pick is Spring Love by Stevie B.
I mean, that's cool. I mean, yeah, we like
I know all the words to that.
We love some freestyle.
And I love some freestyle.
Yeah.
But I also would choose Tell Me by Groove Theory.
Oh, okay.
That is my jam.
I mean, of course, we'll sing along to those too.
Right.
But I feel like a little Lizzie Lohan would be fun.
Would you do her dance moves when she was on the roof? What'd she do?
What she do? Like
she did something. She's on that rooftop, and I was like, "Oh, Lindsay."
Some shit like that.
Right. Oh my god. Okay, so the next question: what was the last TV show you binged watched? 90 Day Fiancé.
90 Day Fiancé.
Y'all, tell me why. We saw a clip from the show, one of the spinoff of the show of 90 Day Fiancé called The Family Chantel. And Louis told me, he was like, oh, that's from 90 Day Fiancé. And I was like, really? And I've heard of it because of Big Ed. Is that his name?
Yeah, it was Big Ed.
Big Ed. I've heard of the show because of him, but I've never seen it. So we decided to watch it, and we haven't stopped.
Yeah, we haven't stopped. I mean, and then it was like memes too. We were finding that was just like I was pointing out that they were from this and that.
Yep.
So then we had to like jump on TLC.
So we went from Hulu, which has some of the seasons, and then we went to On Demand for the current seasons.
Right.
When I tell y'all, it is the messiest, craziest.
It was addicting.
It still is. And it's. One of the things you complain about is that you think that is making people who are foreign coming to the States look bad.
Right.
Because some of them, it does seem like it's for the green card or, especially when they come over and they seem ungrateful. Mm-hmm. Lots of them are like complain about some of the stuff that,
House too small.
The house is too small. Or that one girl said it was too big.
We live in the woods.
Well, that one I could agree with. She said it was like a horror movie, and I was like, "Girl, I understand. It looked like they kept bodies in the shed."
It did. What was that horror movie with the vampires? I think it was 30 Days of Night. Or,
oh my gosh, yes. Wasn't it what was it, like spinoffs? Not spinoff, but a sequel.
It was something, but it was in the snow.
No. I'm thinking of 28 Days Later, that zombie movie.
That's a
whole other thing.
That's a whole other thing. But there was one with like there was like vampires and it was like
Cabin in the Woods.
No. It was like
just kidding.
30 Days of Night, I think.
30 Days of Night.
Yeah. But it was something like that, spooky in the snow in the middle of the woods.
And then also on the show, there's a spinoff called The Other Way, where they go over to foreign countries, and our favorite is Jenny Smith.
Jenny.
She's this woman who's in her 60s. Her boo thing is in his 30s, and he's from India, and the family.
That was real.
It got real. a lot of the couples is messy. Why would you want to be together? But with them, I root for them, even though he was a catfish, even though he kept lying. I still feel for him, and because he had to lie. I don't know. It was weird. I feel like with that couple, it's the real deal. I hope it is real because it seems like it is.
Yeah. And then like the few times that she was pouring out in tears, like that shit got me
heartbreaking.
That shit got me really hard because I'm like, before I was like, I didn't care about her. I'm like, why would she do this? Like, why would she go all the way over there? Silly her. But but that shit hit hard.
It did.
And like when his family showed up, like to beat her up, like that got me tight. That got us both tight.
Yeah, I was like going through. I was like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? And she was by herself. The production crew wasn't there. It was after.
Yeah, she had to call them. They had to rush.
Mm-hmm.
And then her daughter and her wife
pulled up.
No, wait. But that was before it happened.
Yeah, they came to question her, her boo thing and see what's up.
I was like, damn, like if she stood a little longer I
really wish she would have, because
imagine on that family.
Imagine your mom calling you, telling you that 30 people came in your apartment, jacked you up, took your man.
We're gonna have to get flued out. We're gonna have
because
we're gonna have to pull up.
Especially her daughter-in-law, how she was looking.
Yeah.
During the confessionals,
she was coming. She did look like she was gonna mollywop someone. She did.
But yeah, that's the last TV show we binge watch, and
But what was the one
before that?
Before that, there was a few.
We watched some anime
cartoons.
Yeah, we watched Amphibia, and the other one The Owl House.
The Owl House. Yeah,
the anime series from Disney. I really wanted Louis to see those because, he's an illustrator, and I was like, he has to see this. It's fantasy stuff, and in one of the shows, The Owl House, the main character is a Dominican girl.
Yeah, and that's what made me that's what really draw me into it, because I never got to see a little Dominican girl represented. And then in this whole fantasy universe of witches, was it? And,
it was witches and
all kinds of
and,
funny looking stuff. Mm-hmm. It was cute. And then before that, it was Girlfriends.
Wait a minute, I forgot about Girlfriends.
It was Girlfriends.
I legit forgot that we watched all the seasons.
Yeah.
Well, no, we skipped season 1.
Yeah, we did skip
because Louis said season 1 is not it for any show. You skip to season 2 if there is one.
I have this thing, and we'll have to get back to season 1 though. But I have this thing where I just skip one season just because I feel like the climax is always in season 2.
Well, do you at least watch the first episode?
I would watch the first episode of the first season,
mm-hmm.
yes.
Yeah.
But I guess because YouTube is there and I could just go get a recap of it real quick.
I mean, you could.
But
I'm known to go on Wiki. I go on Wiki all the time about stuff. I be spoiling stuff for myself. I'm like, I just want to know who is this, who is that, what's going on.
Like the actors and everything, right?
Yeah, I do it all the time, and then I feel like, someone left the cast. Like, when does that happen?
Yeah, we be investigating that shit.
That's actually what I do with horror movies.
Yeah,
there's a handful I've seen, but I don't like horror movies. But I'll just read the wiki pages of most horror movies and kind of get what's going on. So if there's a conversation happening, I can participate because I read about it. I know it's kind of like cheating, but I don't care.
The only time I ever looked up a horror movie in a wiki page was I think it was Chucky.
The new one.
It was Seed of Chucky, I think.
Seed of Chucky.
Because it kind of annoyed me a little bit. Like, I watched the movie, and at the end of it, I was just like, was that it? Like, did they really do that? Like,
They did.
is this Hollywood now? Like,
Oh my gosh.
because I don't, have you ever seen the Seed of Chucky?
I have not seen the Seed of Chucky.
All right, so
I know they have a son that's.
yeah, they had a son,
Yeah.
which was cool because
Right.
it connects to the Bride of Chucky.
Right.
But the Seed of Chucky, if I could remember,
It was a comedy, right?
it was like a comedy, but it had they brought Jennifer back.
Yeah, Jim Taylor.
And she was like, playing herself.
Right.
And then Tiffany Doll took over that actress' body.
Okay.
So then it became Hollywood because now they're making a Chucky movie.
Oh, so that's what they did.
It was so
That is
weird.
That is weird.
It was like so weird. So I was just like, is this canon? Is this comedy? Is this? I was just like, come on now. Like these were like cool characters. I like the son shithead. I think that's what his fuckhead or shithead, one of the two.
That was the name of the son?
Yeah, that's what Chucky named his son.
Oh my god.
Because I guess he was annoying. And then his son started wearing his mom's dresses, and then she started beating him up because she didn't want him to be a cross-dresser or
Oh my
something.
gosh.
That whole family's all fucked up.
That's too much.
That whole Muppet family's all fucked up.
You guys know what LUIY does beyond looking at wiki pages is look at reviews.
I do.
You know how many times a show or movie comes out and he explains what everyone else thinks?
But I still give things a chance, though. Don't play me.
I haven't seen that yet. I haven't seen you do that yet.
No, I give everything a chance.
I haven't, because I've always heard.
We watched that movie.
I'm not gonna watch it.
The Crudes. The what was it? The cavemen.
But you.
I was like, ugh.
No. This will happen.
But I was like, oh, this shit's good.
He did look it up, the score, but it was right before we watched it. But if it's days before we watch it, he may say, oh, I'm not gonna watch it because I got a low score.
Bitch.
Don't play. You be doing that.
Bitch. Guys, it's not even like that. Like
that's how it is. I've never seen so many people.
But I do
dictate what they watch based on the scores and these reviews.
I do because I just don't like wasting my time. Like I do it a lot for like. Tyler wants to be watching all of these horror movies on Netflix. And I'm gonna have to, I do have to look them up because half of the time they look like something you see at a DVD section at Walmart.
The $5 bin.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch this shit. Like, this shit's gonna put me to sleep. Like, I want to say, whoa.
But you won't know if you woke until you watch it.
True.
I mean, I can't talk. I still wiki and read the plot lines to movies without watching them because I can't be bothered to watch them. Not because of a review. It's too long of a movie sometimes, and to watch a bunch of movies, I just couldn't. I can barely get through hour-long TV shows. I like a 30-minute one, 25-minute one. I can do that. I can even binge that, but they're hour-long each. I don't know about that. So I guess I can, I don't want to waste my time or feel like,
Do you feel that way with video games?
With video games, I can't bring myself to buy them and play them myself, but I will watch walkthroughs on YouTube. Actually, I love doing that. Even though my friend Tim clowned me, my friends got me a Switch for Christmas. Thank you, by the way. And Tim said, now you don't have to watch video game footage. You can play your own games now.
Yeah. So me and D have this thing. Well, I didn't know he did this until Tyler told me that he was just like, oh, you're just like D, right? So I like to watch cutscenes. So does he, the Entree.
I mean, typically I watch the whole game playthrough, but some games I do just watch the cutscenes, especially when it's those choose your own adventure games or the ones where it's a visual novel. I'll just watch, cut it up, and they put it all together into a mini movie, and there we go. Yeah,
I'm like that with almost anything. With a lot of video games that I've always wanted to play, but just don't have the time to play it.
Do you feel like there's no time, or you just you don't feel like it? Because sometimes I don't feel like playing like an RPG game because it's so immersive and long, but I don't mind watching it because I can multitask while I do that.
Yeah, I like to focus on what I'm currently focusing on at the moment.
Right.
Video gaming, is cool.
It takes away.
But it takes away from a lot of things because video games today, they give you all this walkthrough and like side quests.
And DLC.
Yeah, a lot of that. So like I was trying to get into the Miles Morales game. I loved it. But it was just too much for such a simple-minded person I am.
I actually watched the walkthrough for Kingdom Hearts 3.
So did I.
Wait, I thought you watched it with Tyler as he played.
I watched it. So he was playing it, but he was taking forever doing other stuff in the game that I was just like low-key watching the cutscenes.
He is a completionist. Tyler will play every aspect of the game in the corner.
It's so annoying.
And you can't get through it. It'd be like 6 months later, he finally gets through.
He's like, I gotta get this trophy. I'm like, what? I'm gonna just watch this shit on YouTube.
You're taking too long. I want to know what happens next in Big Hero 6.
Yeah, I was just like, I'm tired of this Toy Story universe. Let's just get out of here already.
How long was he there?
Like forever. Like every day I would come out of after work and I would see him and like, what are you doing?
Louis, no.
Bro.
What are you...
Like he kept like, he'll like leave out of that planet and then go back to the... I'm like, why are we still... Like, I'm trying to like, I want to see different shit now.
Right.
Yeah, I wanted to see what other characters there were going to be in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I was a little disappointed that some characters did not appear, but overall it was a nice game.
Yeah.
And the theme song, of course. You know, because we all stick around for that.
Right. That's the main reason we like Kingdom Hearts.
We stand.
Well, all right, y'all. We'll take a quick break, and we will be right back. Thank you so much for tuning in to the podcast. Feel free to check out DisneyMagazine.com for our latest issues, as well as to shop our apparel. All right, back to the show. And we are back. Today's topic is Star Wars. Louis is a super fan of Star Wars.
I am.
I asked him what was the fandom name, and he didn't know, so I looked it up, and apparently it's nerd with like 5 E's. And I was like,
"You stupid."
That's what it said.
Really?
That's what it said. I was like, what is the fandom name of...
Nerd.
And it said nerd with a couple E's in there. I was like, I guess that makes sense. I mean, I've always heard that, but I've only heard it because of The Simpsons. Like, so I was like, come on now. But that's apparently...
I don't know, I guess.
So you're a nerd.
I guess. I'm a Star Wars.
I'm a Star Wars. I'm a Vader.
I'm a Star Wars.
Ew.
That's from Simpsons.
Is that what he says?
Yeah, there's a little kid.
The little one with the high-pitched voice. What's his name?
I'm not sure, but he's like the derpy one.
Yeah. The derpy one. So I've been in New York for a few months now, and Louis has been teaching me everything about Star Wars, at least a little bit at a time.
It was because obviously because it's Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
So he wanted to know certain things, who was what. Of course, he's gonna do his own research on it.
I'm definitely not. I'm just gonna rely on him only.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to experience how you experience and kind of get the knowledge you have for it.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, he's, I guess the timeline is always confusing for anyone who just walks into Star Wars.
I think if you try to comprehend everything, you will get confused.
Right.
I don't. It's what it is. Because comic books and everything like that, I'm aware of how different timelines, different stories, so different people can kind of be mixed up, especially when you have like from a cartoon show to a comic to a movie. There's lots to consume, and if you go in thinking trying to learn everything, you might be turned off.
Yeah.
Or you might not learn anything because it's confusing.
Yeah. I feel like also when I was trying to introduce Star Wars to my little cousins or my mom, when they get frustrated with certain things, like why wasn't this character in here, and
what does this mean?
Why is this person alive?
Right.
Or like what is this whatever. So they get like all confused and they just give up.
And you shouldn't give up.
Yeah, you shouldn't give up. It's very fun.
And I had working knowledge of Star Wars. Like I wasn't like a novice. Like I knew most characters, and I seen most of the movies, at least the older, the original trilogy,
The original,
and maybe one of the prequels.
Mm-hmm.
But
What do you remember?
I,
What exactly do you remember
I,
from the original and the prequel? Like,
I remember that sandworm. I remember Jabba and had Princess Leia in that outfit, which is iconic.
snatched. She was snatched.
Han Solo was in that freezer thingy.
Okay.
Yoda and Luke, I think in the like an ice cave thing, training.
Okay.
And he was upside down.
All right. So that one is episode 5 with Luke in the snow.
So yeah, that first of all, the whole episode thing,
Yeah.
it being the first 3 movies you would see in the series, but it being a midquel, because then you have the 3 prequels, and then 3 after the original trilogy.
Yeah.
Oh, see now
that did confuse a lot of people.
Right.
So how I first got into Star Wars was through the prequels.
Oh, you didn't start with the
no.
OGs?
No.
Plot twist.
So a long, long time ago, in the island far, far, far away,
What's this island called?
Puerto Rico, an enchanted island far, far away.
Right.
So my dad took us out to a video store to rent out, a movie for the weekend.
Wait, was it Blockbuster?
It was like kind of like a Blockbuster, but it's a little island. It was like something local.
Okay.
So my father was always conservative of what we saw. So if any animated movie had like human characters, he would not pick up.
What?
But if it was like with characters with like animals and like whatever,
like Looney Tunes,
or like like Looney Tunes,
okay.
then he'll pick that up. He was not really down with like the Disney stuff.
What?
Only if it was a Disney character that was an animal.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Interesting.
But he wouldn't. The reason was because Disney princess kissing dudes, and he didn't want my sister to see that, or
dang, conservative.
Or certain things that look like the devil. It was like really wild.
All right.
But anyway, so he saw that there was a Star Wars Episode 1, and he freaked out because he didn't know that there was a prequel to the original trilogy that he was aware of
the Star Wars movies,
right?
The original ones. Okay.
So I picked the movie. I think like Babe or something like that. It was
not Babe.
It was something like
right.
Something with animals. Like maybe Polly. Who knew?
Mm-hmm.
So he picked that, and so he wanted to watch that as soon as we got home.
Oh.
And I was a little upset because I wanted to watch the movie I picked.
No upset.
I was upset. I was really upset. And so he popped this tape, and Star Wars starts, and the movie's in English. And he was not with it.
Why not?
Because he didn't understand one word.
It wasn't dubbed?
No.
Not dubbed, but subbed?
So it was just one that he picked that was not. Oh. But anytime we rented something, it was in Spanish. So a lot of movies that I grew up to, that all of us grew up to, majority of them were in Spanish for me.
Yeah.
And then when I moved out here in 2000, things started getting a little different because now like I understand Star Wars in English a lot more. So he gave up, and I just like stood there watching the movie and like thinking. Well, I also understood English because of my mom. So I was the only I was the only one that understood the whole movie because I spoke and understood English. And
wait a minute, why didn't you? When he got frustrated, why didn't you turn the movie off and put the movie you wanted to play in? Why you kept watching?
Because at that point they had like laser swords, and all like these blasters and these cool aliens, and they were pod racing, and I wanted to do that. And it was like really fun. And then it was like Jar Jar Binks, and I remember like having, bitch, shut up. I love Jar Jar Binks. I remember getting like a toy from KFC.
Not KFC.
And it was a Jar Jar Binks toy. And either KFC or Pizza Hut, one of the two. And it was a cup. It was a Jar Jar cup. And that was like everything for me. Like that movie alone was just like fun. But then it was like bashed later on.
Right.
As I got older. and I never understood the hate for that movie. But yeah, that was my introduction to Star Wars. Episode 1 in Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
With my dad.
Because of your father.
Because of my dad.
If you never got that, you probably wouldn't be here today with your
I would have never really cared for it if he would have never got that. But that was like the first sci-fi adventure I ever experienced, and it was so different. They had spaceships. They had like royalty. They had Anakin, who I related to because he was separated from his mom.
No wonder you're a Sith Lord.
Yeah. Nah, I'm a cool guy.
You're a cool guy?
Yeah, I'm a cool guy.
Oh, okay.
I have balance.
I hope so. Because sometimes I'm like, oh God, I'm ready to come out with that helmet on your head.
Oh God, no. No.
So, when did you know? Okay, so I found out that his favorite character is Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Now, when did you know that she was your favorite? Because you've seen so many movies and TV shows and comics and stuff. Why is she your favorite? And who was your favorite before her, if there was someone?
All right. That's actually a good question. My favorite before Ahsoka is really... Okay, so there was a video game called Star Wars Jedi Power Battle.
Okay.
And it was for the PlayStation 1.
All right.
And you were able to pick... All right, so you had Mace, Qui-Gon,
I know that one.
Obi-Wan, Adigalia, and Plo Koon. And I just thought that Adigalia, I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing her name right, and Plo Koon were the dopest characters in that little video game. So,
interesting.
Yeah, like...
and was that the first time you seen those characters? Was that game?
It was the first time, my first, I guess, Star Wars game on the PlayStation 1. And it was cool playing an alien character,
right?
A female Jedi, and I was like so like drawn into it because I never seen like these characters in the movie. Right. Okay. They were in the movie, but they were like backdrops. Like,
oh, interesting.
Yeah. So the female Jedi is like in the temple, sitting in the temple. I mean, in the Jedi console. Right. And then Plo Koon, you see him in some scenes like you see him die. Oh. He crashed in episode 3. But he also found Ahsoka, my favorite character.
He found her?
During the Clone Wars. So,
I find it funny.
So there's like a little connection there. Like, he's always been my favorite character.
Your previous favorite character found your current.
Plo Koon, and then he found Ahsoka in the animated series.
Yeah, won't he do it?
Yeah.
Praise his light.
Praise his light. Praise his light.
You know, I guess, you know, people growing up, you know, not everyone is aware of Ahsoka. So when you told me that she was your favorite, I was kind of shook. I thought you would say like Luke Skywalker or even Darth Vader or Yoda. Yeah. Those are the ones you automatically hear people who are into Star Wars love the most. So for Louis to say this character is his favorite, and I remember her from the animated series on the show, but I didn't think much of her. You know, because she was like under Anakin's wing and kind of like, you know, training and whatnot. But I didn't think much of her. But for you to say that's your favorite, I was like, oh snap. And then for you, she had all this backstory, and like, when I tell you guys, everyone was so hyped when she appeared in The Mandalorian. Yeah. Everybody was like, on Twitter was blowing up. They were like, excuse me?
I froze when we saw the white lightsabers. Because
that sound came on, you were like,
because there was rumors that she was gonna. Yeah, there were rumors that she was gonna be on The Mandalorian. That was gonna be Rosario Dawson, you know, Puerto Rican, Ahsoka Tano. You know, like, I was like, what? Like, we're finally going out in space. Like, this is crazy. Like, so it really mattered to me because, again, from going from that video game to Plo Koon discovering my favorite character, it was just. it went really well. Um, so it's
Now, are you satisfied with her representation on live action?
yes, I am.
Okay.
I am.
Because I feel like with a character is like, first time being live action and everyone's waiting for it, you have an expectation of it.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. This is like
That's good.
this is the real life version of Ahsoka, live action. So it's not gonna look like a cartoon character, and I'm okay with that because Forrest Whitaker's also played a Clone Wars character
Mm-hmm.
who was Ahsoka Tano's friend, and he
Oh,
looks different from his cartoon version.
okay.
So so the point is that if these actors are playing these characters because they're good at what they do,
Mm-hmm.
and I trust it. And these are two great actors,
Right.
and I'm okay with if her head tails look a little different. I don't
Yeah.
care if it's short or like I seen the complaints out there. You guys need to just
Okay.
like give it up.
Okay.
It looks great. It's the story's being told.
Mm-hmm.
The Mandalorian was beyond amazing, well told.
And
So
that
yeah,
spin-off show's
yeah.
coming.
Her spinoff is
Are
coming
you
out.
ready?
Like I am not ready.
You're not ready.
I'm not ready.
Did you expect that to happen?
No, she was always a character that always appeared in small roles within the franchise.
Right.
So her biggest role was in Clone Wars, and then
Right.
she appeared in Rebels. So she had like these little cameos. I did not expect her to show up in The Mandalorian because it was just always excuses of coming on their end that having
Excuses for the movie, right? Movies.
excuse more like excuses of why the movie always had human characters or
Ah.
because you have you ever questioned that like shit like why does Star Wars always
I've never questioned. I just assume. What I assumed is having characters who are human be on the forefront is just because humans are watching it.
yeah I just think that's whack.
I never questioned why we couldn't have characters that were. I mean, if you look at Star Trek,
Star Trek is
a lot of the
far
characters
advanced.
are aliens on the
Yeah.
ship on all the different versions of it. Almost always, actually.
Yeah, Star Trek it was too ahead of its time.
But I guess people didn't think of that because
Yeah.
we had Yoda and we had the robot, so no one thought like, oh, there's lacking.
They lacked a lot, and Ahsoka is probably like their biggest. I mean, we have Darth Maul, but we know how that ended. But she's probably like the biggest character that's not a human in the franchise at the
Think
moment.
so? Well,
Well,
Yoda.
I mean, yeah, there's Yoda, but how popular she is.
Mm-hmm.
We grew up watching this girl like we grew up watching Mary Kate and Ashley in Full House.
Oh my god!
Like-
All right.
Like what I'm saying is like if they're gonna introduce her, they're gonna do it right because she has, like you said earlier, her whole story arc. She has so much story behind her that it would have been difficult to tell through the cinematic universe. So she is gonna need a show, which Disney Plus is perfect for it. I just hope the show is not 6 episodes long. I hope that it's a full length show, or maybe we got a season 2. But she's
She
just
like 24 episodes.
Hmm?
It was 24 episodes.
I sure hope so, or at least 2 seasons.
Okay, 2 seasons.
2 seasons.
Yeah.
Because now we're getting Obi-Wan and then Boba Fett. And I'm like, shit, come on now. Like, what do we. Like, what else? Like, y'all just gonna kill the shit.
But I think because Star Wars, there's so many side stories you can tell, it makes
Yeah.
sense for it to have so much of it. So, Louis, what other character from Star Wars that hasn't been live action would you want to be live action?
I have a very minor favorite character from the Clone Wars series. He was a bounty hunter named Embo.
Okay.
And he had like this really cool shield hat, like it was like a metal hat, and then he would like toss it around, and
Oh, like that guy from Mortal Kombat.
yeah, very similar to him. And he was a bounty hunter, and I would hope to see him sometime in some kind of a spin-off series. But yeah, he was just a minor character, and I feel many of my favorite characters were always backdrops.
Aw.
Like, you know, you can see them like in the movie,
Yeah.
and you only know their name because of the toys.
Wait, that one lady that was singing with the lips. Was that one alien?
Size Noodles.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I think she was on her own show.
She appeared. She appeared in the Clone Wars. She was like a little mafiosa. Like, she had her own little pistol. She killed her boyfriend. I'm gonna show you that episode. You're gonna love it. It's a very musical episode.
Wait,
she's
she
singing.
killed someone.
Yeah, she killed her
She did?
boyfriend. She was dating Jabba the Hutt's cousin.
Nice cousin.
Yeah, she was a bad bitch. She was a real bad bitch.
Oh my god. Okay, before we close out, if you guys didn't know, Louis is an illustrator, and the name of the brand is
Bicho Maduro.
which means
Is a really bad word.
what's the bad word?
It means dick. Bicho. Bicho is a slang word for dick in Puerto Rican slang. Maduro is like mature, like a plátano maduro. So
Grown.
you know, yeah. So I married those two together and used Bicho Maduro, and it's, you know, just like a. And bicho in other countries means fly,
Right.
mosquito, or anything like a little bug.
Little bug.
So it's kind of like a little funny,
Inside joke.
yeah,
for
like
people who
amongst
speak Spanish.
Latinos
Yeah.
and stuff. But yeah,
Well, guys, he's an artist. Go check out his stuff. If you're watching this on YouTube, it is linked below for your convenience. Make sure you check him out. Oh, but where can they find you on social media?
you can find me on Instagram, LUIY, LUIY, and letter V, not a B, a V.
A V.
And Bicho Maduro, Bicho Maduro, Maduro.
In that order.
In that order. And Twitter as well. I don't have a Twitter. I don't have a personal Twitter. But you can follow Bicho Maduro.
Yeah, follow the brand. It's
Yeah.
actually awesome. Everything, all the designs are from him.
Yeah.
Support your local artists. You won't be disappointed.
You won't.
You won't be. And I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Louis, for joining me for this
Thank you for having me.
episode. And we will see you guys next time.